One of the questions I am asked all the time is, how do I lay instant lawn, Tanya? How do I get it right? What's the preparation? And does it work? Well, today I'm about to put all those myths to bed. And if you're an impatient gardener, much like me, then instant lawn is the way to go. But there are a few things that you need to get right. Stick with me and we're going to take you through the process step by step. Like everything, you're going to need certain tools to get the job done. And with these tools, you are going to make sure that everything is going to run perfectly smoothly. Number one is a spirit level. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to work as a spirit level, but you'll see when I start using it why you're going to want it. Next up is a piece of plank. And this piece of plank is going to save you and your lawn a lot of turmoil whilst laying it and a little bit afterwards. So any good old piece of plank that you find, get it and you're going to need it. Next up, you're going to need a fork and a spade. A metal rake, guys, and this is important. Please focus on this. A metal rake, not a rubber rake. An optional is one of these little hoes, and I'll get to that in a minute. But most importantly, these are your three tools. Next up, and this isn't optional, folks, is to use a metal roller. Now, you might be saying to me, Tanya, how on earth am I meant to fit this in my car? Well, you don't have to. Contact your local plant hire company and they can deliver it for you and then also come and pick it up and take it away. But this isn't optional and I'm going to show you a trick to get around this. But if you want perfectly level lawn and to look really good, then I would really stick with this guy. These are very important, folks, and that is compost. Compost from a reputable seller. You want compost that's in a branded bag that's got a registered number on it, because that is important. What is that telling you? It's telling you it's weed-free. It's telling you that the pH is right and that you're not going to get the entire weed seed collection from the garden next door into your beautiful new lawn. BioOcean All-Purpose. This is a pelletized chicken litter which has N, P, and K. What does that basically mean? It means that it's going to be the basic building blocks for the nutrition that your lawn is going to need as you're putting it down. You're going to sprinkle that down at 50 grams, between 50 and 80 grams per square meter. That's 2 handfuls, because generally a handful is about 40 grams. You can never use too much of any organic product. It will never burn and it'll never damage your lawn. And most importantly, folks, is the lawn. Now listen to me very carefully, because this is where it goes wrong. Do your preparation before, at least a few days. If you haven't done your prep, back off. Rather delay it for a week and have your preparation done than order your lawn, because it's a living thing. The roots are here, guys. We're really lucky. This is a very small area. Prep is going to be very simple. But if you're laying anything more than 10 square meters, guys, eat the elephant in bite-sized chunks and don't set yourself up for disaster. Because if you leave the lawn sitting in the sun, it literally is going to start degrading hour by hour by hour. Remember as well, if they do deliver, make sure you've put down some black plastic, okay? Put it down, and if it is really hot on the day, just get a fine sprinkler and do a fine misting on top of it, just to keep the ambient temperature. The next question is, how do I choose my lawn? Which lawn is best for my area? The lawn I've used here today is called Berea Shade, or known as LM lawn, because it comes from the original Lorenzo Marx. So what does that tell you? It grows well on the coast, can also grow in shaded areas. A soft creeping lawn, that is a really good family lawn. That's the way I like to describe it. Buffalo lawn is very tough. Indigenous, almost a bluey color with red stolons, creeping, tough, 30% shade, and is best suited for coastal areas and slightly inland. Kikuyu is another option. It's fast growing, vertically growing as well as horizontal, can be a bit of aggressive, which means you need to mow it more often. And then there's Cynodon. That's the fine lawn, what you see on bowling greens. Now that is really tough, drought tolerant, and can take high traffic. But remember, before making the choice of what lawn to put down, always ask the experts. They, of course, are the experts for a reason. So the next big thing is ordering your grass, folks, and here are a few tips that I want you to remember. You order your grass per square meter. Remember, the way that you work out your lawn is your length multiplied by your width. If, folks, you've got curved beds and you can't exactly work it out perfectly square, whatever you work on, say it's 20 square meters, add another 10% onto it, just to be safe. So, folks, we've measured this out. It's 5 by 3. Remember, 5 multiplied by 3 is, yes, you got it right, 15 square meters. So when you're ordering, you're going to order another 10% on top of that. So we're lucky in the position that we're using for this instant lawn installation, whereas everything has been removed. It's been removed physically by hand, which is in the hoeing method. Guys, if you're doing it that way, then you can start and laying your instant lawn immediately once you followed the basic prep. If, however, you're using a non-selective herbicide to spray over a weeded area, I would recommend that you wait the full 21 days for the herbicide to take full effect. Get rid of all the weeds, including the seeds. First step, once you've got rid of all the weeds and anything that was here, is to get your compost in. So, 1 bag of compost will generally work over 4 square meters. Now, you can do that more intensely, 1 bag per 2 square meters, depending entirely on what your subsoil is. So if it's really clay, really hard soil, give it a bit of extra TLC. Put a little bit more compost in. Because what you put in here, in this beginning work, is going to determine how gorgeous, lush and beautiful your lawn is going to cope for the next few years. Right, remember folks, we were talking about 2 handfuls per square meter. Now, don't stress yourselves out if you drop a bit extra here or there. Because it's an organic product, you're not going to hurt, burn, damage the lawn. By using the Atlantic all-purpose, what you're going to be doing is providing the roots of the lawn, because it's all about the roots at the moment, with the good phosphorus that they need, the phosphates. Because this is a chicken-based, it's got a high amount of organic and humic content. What does all that mean? Basically, it means that it's feeding your soil. By feeding your soil, you, in turn, feed the plant. All right, folks, now that your compost is down and your organic pelletized fertilizer, it's now time to get your gym workout. This is where you've got to turn the soil, turn the compost, plus these beautiful organic pellets into the soil. Listen carefully, a minimum of 50 millimeters. No, calm down. That's 5 centimeters. That's the minimum that you need to go. If you can go a bit deeper, down to a fork's length, fantastic. Get that fork in there, work it. If you come across any stones while you are turning it, get them, toss them out the way, because it's just gonna make life a whole lot easier. Now what we're doing is we're adding this all in. Whilst you're going along, you're starting and you're working backwards over the area that you haven't tilled. And that's as easy as it is. And remember, boys and girls, that you are doing this before your grass has been delivered. Right, folks, next up is where the metal rake comes into play. Very, very important that it's metal tines, because now what we're going to do is, starting from the one side, simply try and get our levels as evenly as possible. Now, you'll also find while you're doing this, as you're just raking, you'll be pulling up, well, bits of whatever's been left in the soil. Just pop it one side, because this all helps in your prep. The smoother you get it now, the easier it is to lay. Alrighty, folks, so the raking has been done. We're pretty level, and I'm really, really happy with what we've got here so far. Remember, all the big bits, stones, get rid of them. You don't want that here. And now comes the moment when I reveal why we're using a spirit level. All right, guys, so we know we've got this pretty level. Now, just to make sure that you're really getting it nice and smooth, I love doing this. Now, you don't have to. You really could skip this part, okay? Depending on how important this lawn area is, because all lawn areas are not all for the same purpose. Remember, a sod of lawn that you're buying is going to be over 1 meter in length and 0.5 meter in width. That's how they come, all right? So I'm gonna pull this back here. And now, because I've pulled this all straight, I don't wanna have to do it again. No, because then I'm gonna be standing on it and squashing my flat lawn. So that's why we take a plank and we put the plank there. Aha! And she walked on soil, not on water. Now we're going to start with putting down the lawn sods. But at this point, a lot of people do actually wet the soil. I'm going to go against that, folks. Rather, get this process done, lay it down, and once it's done, then you're going to give it a really good soaking. If it's an extremely hot day, then follow up with the watering. As soon as you've done 2 meters, so 2 linear meters, give it a good watering and follow the process. This is very important. So first sod we take, all right, here's our end. So we're going to take that, and that needs to lie right against the edge. And this is the important part. You want to really get it in to knit perfectly well with your existing lawn. So there it is, and you see they make it really easy. You take it from here, and all you do is roll it out. Second bit, take it, flip it over, and try and get this bit as close as possible. So even if you've got to give them a bit of a wiggle, imagine trying to fit 4 people on a 3-seater couch. Get nice and close. So get that knit as close as possible, fan it out, and as you're doing, just work it in with your hands. When you're laying the instant lawn, you might get an area here or the edge of a sod that's not exactly going to fit neatly next to each other. Don't stress, because you're always going to need bits. So all I want you to do is take your sheep shears, and all we're going to do is we're going to cut through here. So cut it and use this. Please don't use a spade. You never get it right. Take this and keep it one side, because we've got other little patches that we might need to fill. Right, so make it nice and straight so you've got a perfect knit. Right, good to go with the next one. Right, folks, it's as easy as that. You just continue with the process, laying down the sods and working it in. Now, all those little bits that you cut off, they don't go to waste. You're going to take these just over here, pop them in, feed them in, and in that way, you just marry up all these little gaps that you might have been left with. Okay, folks, so lawn is down. Now we're going to give it a thorough wetting. How do you know when wet is wet enough? Once you've watered through, if you pick the sod up to check underneath, it should have wet all the way through. Right, last step, folks. Remember I said it's optional to use the roller. If you can hire one, most certainly, over it a few times once it's had a good soaking. Or you take the back of a spade and you give the lawn a good few clups. All that does is it gets the roots in contact with that well-prepared soil, the moisture in there. It knits together beautifully, and all it's got to do is grow. And there you have it, guys. Instant lawn in instant time, and it looks fantastic. Now, all you've got to do is the following. Every morning, every evening, water it for approximately 10 minutes. If it's really, really hot, you could increase that. Do that for the first week. Second week, you can just water in the mornings. And so you can start slowing it down again by week 3. When do you know when to cut the lawn? Guys, when you grab it and it doesn't come apart from the soil, you know, like pulling your hair, you know that it's knitted. Then you can put your lawnmower on a very high setting and gently go over it. Of course, it makes sense. Try and keep the dogs, cats, mother-in-laws, husbands, ex-wives off the lawn whilst it is still trying to take. The more traffic you have on it, the longer this process is going to take. But guys, that's it. That's why it's called instant lawn.